actually it does. It's that time away kind of does help your brain sort of, all the things you've been thinking about in the week, they kind of percolate at the time when you're not thinking about them, and then when you come back to it, they're there and ready to go.
Well, and that's I guess, yeah, getting exercise too is a part of it, right? So that's the thing that I'm just, and apparently I'm slow on the uptake with things, because these are things I should have known like when I was 30, but I know them now, and backing off, just backing away. And I know the basic, hey, you're looking at one problem, back away, come back to it, it comes. I know that from a designer point of view. I've had that my whole career, and it's always proven right. The other, I guess the thing especially for the startup founders out there that are like sweating every detail, just the mountain of it's not even a mountain. It feels like quicksand sometimes. It's just surrounding you with like things you've got to do, and then you step away from the computer with the intention of having a nice night, and all of a sudden the anxiety hits because you remembered something you missed. So I'm in the throes of all that, like, and what I'm learning is, even that, whatever that is, staying away from something, letting it be a little late if that's what has to happen, or just deciding what can wait and letting it wait and letting it go in your head. When you come back to that after that weekend that was super unproductive, but you got to eat some cotton candy at a carnival or something, like when you come back from the the real life stuff that so many of us forget that it's what really matters. Bit back to the important stuff, right? Of like the to-do list and the emails and the overview docs or whatever it is you got to get out that week. It does come so much faster and so much clearer. I every time I come back after a day and a half, 2 days of just not thinking about it, the answers are there. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like progress. It's an amazing phenomenon that I relearn every week.
Definitely. So what would you say drives you mad about your industry? Are there anything that sort of bugs you about the industry?
There's a lot of us out there. I like the industry we're in at the moment, especially I'll just speak purely agency here. I think it's a really fun time to be an independent agency right now. Nike has always sort of looked to smaller brand agencies to like stay fresh and never be too repetitive or redundant, or have kind of a singular straight line approach to how they communicate their different drops or initiatives. They've always been fresh and exciting, but not a lot of other brands have. A lot of other brands, they sign in with the large agencies who we get it. There's so many things to manage at a certain scale that it's a wonderful thing. But those large agencies have for a long time been going to the Nike playbook and leveraging independent agencies to support experiential moments or brand launches or product launches, or the development. A lot of agencies still don't have like the digital side of this kind of dialed in. They were born in traditional, and converting to digital, it's very tricky to do. And not that it's not being done well in some places, it certainly is, but it is a big task. But they've for a long time been relying on the smaller agencies through partnerships. We have some of those partnerships. We're grateful for them. But I was just reading the other day, the brands are starting to go direct. The winner of Cannes a couple of weeks back, and all I'm going to be able to tell you is they're an independent agency, and they took home the big prize. But which was great, because they were a fairly new player. They weren't the typical agency that might win that, the massive agency that would typically walk away with that award. That's an exciting time to be getting that kind of recognition as an indie. So we're very young. We're under 2 years still. I'm very excited about where this can go. The frustrations, largely just we're in that middle ground where our capability extends past what some of the clients we can reach are ready for. So sometimes we come off as a little big to certain, what might have been a good client fit for Matic a year ago might be less of a good client fit today. And that's, I think, an interesting thing that we're learning how to maneuver, because you want your clients to come with you, and for the most part they have, but some of the ones we're attracting, maybe is this work we could be successful at servicing right now? Can we steward this business to the level we want to, knowing that the type of talent we have, the type of outputs we want. So those are interesting challenges, but we're also in the gray area of we're a little too small for some of the, we're perceived as too small for some of the bigger initiatives that do more align to the type of workflows we want to build, and the type of, initiatives and partnerships we want to be a part of. So I don't know if that's an industry gripe as much as it's just Josh gripe, and I don't even know that it's a gripe. It's more of just situational awareness, really, that we are in that gray area, and it constantly feels, analogy warning. It feels like if you picture the side of a very steep desert sand rock hill, as you get a foothold, you step up, you immediately slip too, and then you're just climbing and climbing. And I think for an industry that's been around as long as kind of advertising, it's still tricky to know how do you climb from the beginnings to the middles to the tops. And there's tremendous amount of books written on the subject. None of them are like, do this and they will come. So I think it's my gripe about the industry, man. It's just that it's a frustrating industry at times. It's a tricky business. It's all, I think, about resonance and timing, and the timing piece is so vital. And when you're small, you realize you can't be everywhere all at once. So you might have the exact right resonance, but be at the wrong meeting. And I think that's a very, very frustrating reality at times, but you just push through it. And eventually the resonance and the timing will start to map a lot better, I think.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's what I've seen. So, we are not where we were a year ago. I mean, a year ago, this time I was on a hospital bed wondering, did I make a mistake starting Matic? So with a client who owed us a ton of money, and now we're, a year later. So I think, yeah, no matter what the frustration in the industry might be at any one time, it's just it will change. There's another version of that story that probably keeps me up at night is, you're on the top, and then you're Blockbuster, and then Netflix comes along. That's also a reality. So it's peaks and valleys, and I think that's just learning how to run with those. I actually have a compliment for the industry as well, that in my journey I've been connected to and met with peers. I mean, clients that would very much be happy with the same business we'd be happy with, and then larger agencies that have offered help and lifted a hand, and then of course the talent base that we've been building out. The amount of just knowledge share and support and welcome to the party mentality of this industry, I think, is really beautiful. It's never a how can we beat you, it's always a how can we collaborate. Like it just, I don't think Ford and Tesla are having those types of conversations. So I do think it's something that's like special to our industry, that it's not about edging out the competition. It's about lifting up and like power in numbers. And we're a little more, you're small, we're small, but together we're better. And so we've done some of that, and with some great agencies that are phenomenal throughout the country. And yeah, I don't know many industries that work like that.